Well, good morning, folks. Bit of a late morning. I'm struggling to get going here. Anyway, in this video, we are going to deal with the rust problem right below the windshield and the front floorboards. First thing I want to do is take off our windshield cowling. Then I'm going to go inside and remove that big old AC refrigerant line running along the floorboards there. So let's get into it. I think I only have one more screw to take out on this thing. And I'm hoping I can pop it out of there without taking the trunk lid off. I don't know. I think I need to slide it forward to disengage clips in the back. We'll find out. Let's see. Past this weather stripping here. We might finagle it out of there.
Try Corvair by Chevrolet at your Chevrolet dealers now.
There she comes. That wood is popping. Be a good chance to clean in here now. Take a look at, got our hood springs and our windshield wiper arms. And that's about it. Also, since we're here, you can see the worst part of the dash is from the grill to right here. We just got some pinholes again. Once again, it's very solid. I don't think it's worth replacing anything, going to all that trouble, but it'll probably be another excuse to use some all metal again. By the way, I did manage to get both of my A-pillar trim pieces off. I don't think they were so much stuck from any of the sealant from the windshield or anything, just rather stuck, you know. It's quite a deep channel there that clips them in to the A-pillar. So I think they were just being stubborn. The other one's in much better shape. It's in one piece. But I think I'll try and epoxy this back together. Maybe run some epoxy. You know, it's kind of trying to split where the screws are, at least on top. So we'll try to resuscitate. Alright, I know you probably can't see the best. I'll try to get you a better light, but we got this copper tube running the length of the cab here, just about. I think I'm going to pull it all the way out. It would just be in the way here. Now a guy could come in here and just chop it off. That is true. I don't plan on running it. The AC, really, probably any time that I own this car. But no one can tell. Who can tell? I'd rather just save it, you know. I may not even reinstall it, to be honest with you. We'll just label it for what it is and put it aside. And if some guy in the future, I mean, I don't plan on getting rid of the car, but if some guy in the future gets a hold of it and wants it, puts it back in, more power to them. But I may have to cut that screw out. Starting to warm up in here, so I thought I'd get official, you know. There she goes. Just about had it. Alright. Oh, that hose is gonna be stuck. And this one here goes to there, so I'm afraid I'm just gonna have to cut some hoses. Oh, that clamp is tight. Okay. Alright, I just ended up snipping rubber lines on both sides. Not necessarily something I prefer to do, you know, but I'm thinking if a guy wants to run this in the future sometime, he's probably going to want lines that aren't 60 years old, basically, you know. Anyway, so I snipped them, got a bunch of PAG oil on my floor, got the line out, life is good. Save these special clamps on there. Clips won't go anywhere. We'll tag that and we'll know where she goes. I think I will leave it off. You know, just put flooring in it, leave it off so it's not a bubble in the in the stuff. There's a screw I need. I'll have to get a plug for the hole there. But I am going to move on to cutting metal. So again, these are panels from Clarks Corvairs. I don't know who makes them for them, but they're really quite detailed and pretty accurate. You know, once I get this all the way in, I think our reinforcement lines in the center there will match. They give you quite a bit of extra material. I don't think I'll need nearly that much. In fact, I think on the floor below the front seat, I'm going to come in and cut right at the apex of the break in the metal. So right along here. So all this I won't use. This is good solid metal up there. I may try to use most around the other sides. Just to get as high up as I can away from rotten stuff. And I think these corners where they slit them, we might have to work with those quite a bit. Quite wide of gaps there, so let's get the grinder out and start working on this. So I think the Surgeon General usually fixes a warning on these things. They're fairly reliable, to state the obvious. In fact, I think you should rename their position Captain Obvious instead of Surgeon General. But yeah, here it is. Surgeon General's warning: replacement of floor pans with gas tank installed will result in sudden loss of eyebrows and Corvair. So keeping that in mind, gone ahead and removed it. Kind of a good thing anyway. It needs to be refinished. Maybe good project for some CRC zinc it. Just recoat that thing with some galvanize. Had to remove the front sway bar, obviously, because that goes right under the tank. I already have a new set of all the bushings, and that'll be a project for the members section of this channel, if you're interested in that. Anyone want a 1970s Italian folding bicycle? I don't know. It was given to me by a relative, and I thought it might be a cute thing to keep in the trunk of the Corvair. Right now that's full of parts, so I've got no room for anything here. I don't know why I take this stuff home. Anyway, back to the floor. Okay, well, I've got the lion's share of the work done here. I reversed my decision a little bit here after working on it for a while and actually figuring out, you know, sometimes I do things backwards and I figure things out after the fact, like anyone does, I suppose. But if I go this far up, like my patch panel is, then I get into the pinch weld down here, and I have to deal with that, which I did not want to do. You can see Fisher welded all this together. This is the pinch weld right here where the floor meets the rocker. I mean, someone down there was welder happy, you know what I mean? which they should be. It's a unibody car. They did a good job. So I just cut along, you know, 1/4 inch from the pinch weld there, and I'll get in here with a Sawzall and do the same. Follow this curve, and then that's what we'll do. Now I'm actually not upset at what I did here, and the fact that I have to re-weld up here, because you won't be able to see it, but I can see a mouse nest. I don't know how they got in here. I'll have to look around underneath, but this is all packed full of the cotton batting from the seat. So that'll all have to be cleaned out, and then I'll re-weld this cut. As far as our bracing, our floor braces, everything looks great. There's actually a lot of galvanizing left in here, so I think I'll just clean them out really good. Perhaps spray them with zinc it as well, give that corrosion something to chew on instead of the steel again. And a guy could even come in here with the cavity wax spray can, sneak the straw in through here and fill this up with wax, and she'd be set for another 60 years plus. So I'm gonna jump over to the driver's side, start working on that, cutting all that out, and we'll meet in the middle, I guess. Alright, here's a shot of what we got. A little better shot for you anyway. I lowered my cut on the front toe board here. Got a little thin, I believe, right behind the gas pedal. So that may or may not be an issue when I go back to weld. Seems to be a lot of material there though. But that was pretty rotten in here. But I think we can work with it. That just kept me, you know, that's just another series of spot welds I got to do on that vertical brace there. And then cutting lower just prevents that for me. Also, I'm able to maintain my... man, that's stiff. No wonder my gas pedal did not want to return. I already sprayed that. Anyway, that maintains my bolt hole on the top there, so that'll be easy enough to make sure I get my pedal back exactly where it belongs. So yeah, get the grinder out. Got a lot of cleanup to do of spot welds. Like I said, I'll zinc it. Discovered some mouse house in the tunnel area here, so I got to clean that out. Yeah. Anyway, just got to prep it, and we'll get ready to go back together. Alright, all the chalky white appearance inside the floor braces, that's all zinc's version of rust, you know. And I've scrubbed it with wire brush and scuff pad and so forth, gotten all of it I can out, all of it out that I can by hand. Basically, I'm pleasantly pleased with the condition of them. That's awesome. Chevy really did a good job slowing down rust from the factory. A lot of drainage holes and of course galvanizing those things really help. So I'm just going to replace some zinc there, give that some more protection and more zinc for the corrosion to eat on before it gets to the steel. Alright, well, I'm going to start cutting and fitting my patch panel. Now, since I changed my mind here, obviously I'm going to have to come in and slice this out. And I'll just, you know, keep it 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch up from the bend there. And then just, if I need to keep slicing more off, we'll just keep slicing more off till we get it right, get it fitting right. And then in this corner up against the ductwork, so I wouldn't have to get into taking the ductwork flange off, I held it back a little ways. So I need to work on that. You saw I was already hammering this corner down into a sharper, more vertical bend. That goes to there. Let me mark the duct. So I get a rough idea of what to do there. I just need to make sure these are lined up here. That there. Probably should switch to a Sharpie. I'm going to do some more cutting and fitting, and then I don't know if these are more or less lined up, but if these match this brace, that would be very convenient for marking out where I need to do spot welds. But basically then I'm going to start measuring and laying out lines for my spot welds. Well, I think I have it good enough to begin tack welding it in there. So I'm going to come in with the little step drill and start buzzing in some holes for my spot welds. be here a while. I'll get back to you. On. Well, what you've seen up to this point was last Saturday, and I was sick as a dog. Man, that was a rough day. But I wanted to get something done, and we got most of that done. Came in this morning, finished it up. You can see along the top there that my patch panel didn't quite cover the rot that I needed to remove. Where that bead work is stamped into the toe board there, there was just too much rust there, so I cut out an extra 2 inches going up and made a panel there, buzzed it in this morning, got that one set, moved to the left hand side. I'm pretty well set where I need, well, I am set where I need to be. I started tacking it in as I went. Got my little access cover hole down there going, just getting everything lined up. Everything's looking really good. Got a little bit wide in here somehow, so we'll just use filler rod as we weld and we'll do okay. I'm not going to get too fussy. I'm not going to get too picky. I'm not going to bother grinding down. You know, this is real life down in the trenches here, whatever that means. I'm not trying to impress anybody with floorboards. They're covered up. You'll never see them again. On the bottom side, we may take a little more time and really grind things smooth, finish it out much better. But even there, for what this car, this is a driver, you know. Honestly, we're doing the thing, and it's going to be just fine. Okay. Well, can I help you? Okay. So probably what I'll do is come back in with, I may even use some more of that all metal, cover my welds, then we will paint this up, get it all, maybe paint the whole floor, what we've done so far, and just get that all nice and covered up and sealed again. But yeah, I'm going to continue with the floorboard here, see if we can get this thing done today. Right? Yeah. Okay. Now, if you missed the last video where I patched up the rear floor pans on this, I'm using USC's all metal. You can go back and watch that. I mentioned then I only had one putty scraper here because they're all at other shops, the other two shops that I used, and I ruined that one doing this, so I think I'm gonna have to end up using my finger painting here. Alright, I'm using it as seam sealer as well because we dug out a lot of rubber dealing with this stuff here, so that'll all be taken care of. Any pinholes left will be taken care of. We should be good to go. Let that dry, and we'll be back in a minute for priming this thing up a little bit. Cookie lemonade, anyone? Sometimes, you know, lemonade and chocolate aren't the greatest together, but anyway, while I'm letting that set up, I'm just kind of cleaning up floor related stuff that will go back in soon here. Man, I don't want rocks in my cookie. I'd gladly share with any one of you if you came over. Alright, I've got the uh-oh, better get Mako paint job going on out there on those little pieces. Probably won't even get that done with you today as far as getting them back in or anything. But I'm going to come in here, we're setting up nicely with glass cleaner, a rag, and a scuff pad. I'm just going to rub everything down. Scuff pad especially for the untouched sheet metal, the old nasty, dirty, greasy paint stuff. You know, I'm not going to bother priming and painting too high there, but what does get paint on it, I just want to be, you know, the illusion of clean anyway. So, clean this up. Now, anything that resembles bare metal gets a coat of automotive primer. Sometimes junk flying around. Whatever. A guy really should have brought home a gun and mixed Rust-Oleum, you know, to spray, but he didn't. He forgot another thing, so that's okay. I just want to get a uniform something on this just to combat rot in the future. Really shouldn't be an issue. Now guys, I fully well realize that I don't always do things the way that some of you wish I would do them. And that's especially true on my own personal projects. I think I say it every time I possibly think that issue's gonna come up. And it doesn't really bother me that many of you don't agree sometimes. But, you know, there's really a question you need to ask yourself. And only you can answer it. And that is the process that takes the most time and the most money always the right one? Now, when it comes to a customer vehicle, perhaps so. Just because people have expectations, right? When it comes to a personal vehicle, in this case, obviously no. I don't believe it is. But if that's your opinion, I fully 100% support you in it. You go, fella. Absolutely. But in this case, this is the longevity, the performance, the look. Obviously, it's hidden by the flooring, you know, or you'd have to get run over to see the bottom side. We've got the same outcome. And I am 100% confident of the longevity of this stuff that I just did. So, you know, you really got to balance out what's worth it. Time and money, or move on and get the car back on the road. So, there you go. I started this video saying I wanted to, you know, we were going to deal with the hole in the front cowling and stuff. I think I'm going to get that next time, and we're going to do a whole video on the dashboard. We need to strip that thing down. We need to fix pitting in it. And I already have paint, like I said, so we're going to take care of that. That's kind of exciting to me. That's going to be fun. So hopefully soon I can get on that. I have just been bottlenecked lately with jobs and projects and just all kinds of stuff going on. So I will get to that as soon as I possibly can. If you are new here, please go to my channel. Click subscribe, by the way. Go to my channel. You can see me start with this car, pull it out of a barn with locked up tires, not running, I think since the early 90s, and proceed with me through the last couple of years as we have gone through it, and we are now at this point. I've driven it a couple times. It'd be nice to have it on the road, more permanent, you know, place. But anyway, please do that. I have many more projects, many more things going on. Have a ball. If you really enjoy what's going on, you really connect with this channel, you can also click join. You get even more videos, spend even more time with me. $2.99 a month. You can do that. Become a member today. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. I will come back tonight when the paint is dry, give you a little sweeping vista, you know, a pan of the camera. You're probably seeing it right now. Other than that, all I can say is I thank you so much for spending this time with me. I am humbled by that very fact. God bless you guys. See you on the next one. Why is there always paint on my lenses? Huh.